Have you ever wondered why the workers that work most in a particular working place receive the lowest pay? Take, for example, if you are a waiter, you probably work all day in the hotel where you're working, and then you get like the least pay. While the manager perhaps shows up once in a while, always around, but not doing so much work in terms of physical force and is exerting and gets more pay. Or perhaps in your organization, they invite someone to come and speak, a consultant to show you how to do things, and then they pay them more than they'll pay your manager. Have you ever experienced this and you wonder why people who seems to do less work get paid more? The head of the engineering team in the working construction site tends to get more pay compared to the guys mixing the whole thing, working inside the sun day and night. I know it's about skills, knowledge they possess that normal people don't have. When you say normal people, we are all normal, probably because how he packaged himself and presented himself to the outside world. Yeah, because it's something we should wonder and begin to think about. I will cite an example here in the UK where I know some of us are here online, and we're listening. If you work every, let's say you receive £10 per hour here just to show up somewhere as probably a care worker, a support worker, you get like £10 per hour. And you probably do like 14-hour shift or 12 hours and you're getting like £120 per day. If you want to increase your pay doing that, you probably have to work 24 hours, meaning you'll be getting 240 without tax. And that's the max you can do per day. Then the question you ask yourself is how can you then earn more if you're tired of earning the same £240 per day? Somebody said education makes the difference. Maybe education, yeah. So the way I see that is if you want to increase your income, instead of you trying to increase the number of times you show up, I think you should think of actually increasing your intellectual capacity, meaning the way you think, the amount of knowledge you have access to, your soft skills, your managerial skills, communication, and all sort of skills, your resourcefulness, your proactiveness, and a lot. So if you look at it very well, everything has to do with other skills that others don't have. Sometimes it could be your technical know-how, but it has little to do with the physical force you exert on something, like how powerful you are in terms of your physique, you know. So it takes me to what wealth building is all about, and now you see how we connect it to what we are talking about today, which is LinkedIn optimization, and that there are levels to wealth building. While we define wealth in different ways, I mean mental in terms of your marital health, finance, and all. But in this particular place, we are actually trying to focus on the financial aspect of it, and we're talking about building wealth. And then you talk about the lowest level of wealth building is the level where you implement. That is, the guys doing the implementation are usually the one at the bottom of that ladder. And then you have the next guy, I mean, the level of unification, which is more like dealing with the managerial. So, meaning that's where you see a manager any more than the people doing the coding thing, the what's it called, the physical labor stuff, right? And then you see the consultant or the guys that just does the communication, talking about the ideas alone and only, and then they make much more, and you wonder why. Okay, that's why a consultant will just show up once, just tell you what to do and leaves, and then the guy would earn more than you've been earning for the whole year just in a day or in 3 weeks program. Okay, and at the top of that ladder is all called the level of imagination, and that's where we have the thinkers. So you talk about the likes of Elon Musk, Bill Gates. I mean, those people who find time to think about stuff, then are able to communicate it to people, then to the people that will manage the implementation and the implement. Elon Musk is not the guy building the rocket now, but he's the one who thought about the ideas of how those things will work. You get, so that is the level we should all aim at, the level we should all think to get to. Now, when I said communication, now you think about a singer all he does or she does is to sing, communicate with that skills that he has or she has, and then she's making waves, she's making influence, she's making money, she's building wealth through that. And that's why you see a comedian come to speak and talk, and then they are earning much more while you are seated and you're laughing. And then you see a motivational speaker who just come and speak to you, communicate some ideas and try to push it down your mind, and then you're pumped up to do something, and they pay them a lot of money, they pay them in millions. Think about that level. Is actually another level of world building. Now, this is the thing. See, what we are trying to position ourselves for here right now is actually um, what we call positioning for generational wealth, positioning for highest level of higher level of performance. I would say, sorry, I've not been sharing my screen. I thought I've been okay, fine. So, which is the level we should all think of getting to? Again, imagination. I call it image, I mean nation of images. That is, what are the images you carve in your mind of your future? It starts from that. Even from the creation, the idea was in the mind of the creator. Let's make man in our own image, and it dropped by communicating it to the others, to the rest, and they went as far as creating, managing that activity, and then the built man, and man was made and other things were done. That's execution stage, right? If you actually want to rise to that level where you begin to build wealth, um, in a way you can't even understand. You have to get to that level of imagination. So all of us, let's assume we are all starting as data scientists or data analysts now. We start from the level of implementation where you do the analysis, but you need to think of rising to the managerial level where you begin to manage people implementing the work or doing the project, and then you start to communicate your skills, and then you're opening yourself to more opportunities. You are not limited to your company, your organization. They see you on public spaces, and that's why I'm sharing my screen, for example, here, that there are things that are very important when it comes to positioning to become a key person of influence, and that's what can actually take you up high and help you to earn more. And this is where LinkedIn is coming in. See, there's a book called Key Person of Influence by Daniel Priestley, and it's talking about different things, talking about your pitch, talking about your profile, talking about your public, talking about your publishing, right? Talking about your partnership, okay, and your product. Now think about it this way, that how do you speak about yourself or how you speak about yourself matters a lot. If they ask you, who are you? You know, when you go for interviews, they will say, can I meet you? Can I know you? Can we know you? Can you give us an idea of your background? Right? The question is, how much of you can you say in that 1 minute or less than 1 minute, 30 seconds, your pitch? If you meet someone for the first time, what can you say about yourself that will make them interested in talking to you more or dealing with you or doing business with you? Do you understand that? And that's your pitch. So you have to be very, very ready. And you talk about publishing. If you type Dr. Victor Adekunle on Google right now, what can you see there? Okay, what have I been pushing out there that is like a product, or how did that gives them an example of who I am or a view of who I am. Okay. Also your profile. What can they say of your profile? What can they say of you when you go online? Like I said, what is the internet saying about me? When you go on Meta AI and ask the same question about you, what summary is that AI giving about you and saying this is so person, you are an expert in this and that, which is something so many of us are not doing, right? And then we talk of partnership, which is why I said LinkedIn in a way represent all those things, but all those things come together to form the core of where we are going, which I talked about, that communication in between, that the third level of wealth building. See, communication is important and is actually very key, but it's not even only about how you speak or what you talk about, it's about the other things you communicate. We communicate in diverse ways, right? It doesn't have to be through just your mouth alone, even your body language, the information you pass out there. And this is the social media age. So very, very important that we take advantage of this. Okay. And again, I was going to talk about the importance of packaging ourselves properly. And that's why somebody said earlier that maybe the way they package themselves, right? So I'm saying now that what we are setting ourselves up for in this room is something that will transcend this particular generation. I think Warren Buffett was the one that said that if the half of the time we go to school or we spend in school to learn all those courses we were learning, that eventually become outdated by the time you are done in school. 4 years later, the world has moved and you are still there struggling to learn that thing that is not really so useful. Not to say school is not important, okay, but to say that you need to upgrade yourself beyond the level of what they are teaching teaching you in school. He said if half of the time spent in learning those courses were spent on communication, learning how to communicate better, you will increase your value by 50%. And so here is to position us now to start making us to think about utilizing LinkedIn, for example, as because it's a gold mine, right? What does your LinkedIn profile say about you? This is where firstly you look at your profile. Let me start here, and you think look at the short summary of who you are here, maybe about you, for example. Your pitch comes in from there. Your headline here, what do you have there? Because when they say LinkedIn optimization, it's just positioning, or let me say profiling yourself in a way that when a recruiter search for you on LinkedIn, they can see you, not even you specifically. Perhaps they need to employ somebody, a data scientist, a data analyst, or whatever. They type data analyst there. If LinkedIn will bring out your profile, it has to be that it is your profile is very optimized, and that has to do with how often do you show up there, what are the informations you have there, what do you type every time, what do you talk about on LinkedIn, what are the other things that are so vital that will make your what's it called, your profile very attractive. I think in the last let's say 3 months, from last 3 months till now, or let me say the last 1 month, 2 months, with me, I've been getting a lot of messages and calls, especially from LinkedIn. Recruiters reaching out to say, I saw your profile and there's this job somewhere. Are you interested? If you're interested, look into this and all. And some be like, it's very impressive. Some be like, your level of experience will be useful in our team. We would like you to jump on this if you are interested in this and all. And a while ago it wasn't like that. Something has changed within that time and now, that recruiters are now reaching out. And it's to say that learning the tools we are learning here doesn't actually end the whole thing for us. Positioning out there, showing that you have the tools and your skills. That's why we're introducing this from the beginning. I know some of the programs you've joined in the past, if this is not the first one, it would probably come at the end of it to talk about employability, LinkedIn optimization, and all. But we're introducing it from the beginning because we want you to take advantage of these 3 months to actually improve your profile. Again, this is not just for data analysts on this role. So even in your current role, perhaps the reason why you've been stuck for years is about the fact that you're not pushing yourself out there, you're not putting yourself out there. Some of us don't even have LinkedIn profiles. And you think, somebody asked me today, are those jobs on LinkedIn real? Are those jobs are they really posting real jobs on LinkedIn? I think nobody actually get jobs on LinkedIn, and I just laughed at all the jobs I've gotten, most of them, except one, all of them, they came from LinkedIn. People are landing opportunities, building networks, partnership here and there on LinkedIn. People are making money on LinkedIn. I can remember paying about $3,000 to somebody who I met on LinkedIn. And you wonder, what does the person have that will make me pay that kind of money? When you go through the profile, on just the number of followers the person has, I think it's well over 250,000 followers. So what do you expect? There must be a reason why they are following them. That says a lot about you as well. Though it's not about your followers, it's about your network, it's about your public profile and what you are pushing out there. So when I say LinkedIn optimization, it's an awesome thing. It doesn't have to do with your profile as a data analyst. It doesn't have to do with your profile as whatever you're doing. Right now, I want you to start thinking of utilizing this profile to push a different image of yourself, to build the network that would move your career to the next level. When you're stuck on a level, it has to be that some partners will come into your life, or let me say from your network, that will take your life further, that would open doors of the rooms you can't even step into by yourself. And it's to think about that in a different way. Partnership is actually very important, and that's part of what we are doing with LinkedIn for you. Okay, so if you have your profile here now and start, just let's pay attention to my profile and some common things you should change. Again, I work on my profile every day. Start from your headline, or before your headline, let's talk about your background. This is my business, right? This is talking about my organization, Vividex, for example. If you're a data scientist or a data analyst or a data professional inside intelligence or whatever, you should have that here written simply data analyst. I hope this person has that on his profile. Yeah, look at this. He's one of the facilitators here on this section with us. And you can see this is written here. So anyway, you can make an adjustment by making sure that your email, your phone number is clearly written. This again defines you. That's why when I saw a lot of people sending in their profile and they wrote, I aspiring data analyst, nobody would give you a job because you're aspiring to be a data analyst. Think about it very well. So you don't take that to LinkedIn and write aspiring professional, aspiring data analyst there. And so when I saw that, I corrected that on the first day, but so many people didn't listen. I want you to go and change that from today. Get on LinkedIn if you don't have a profile already. Don't put the aspiring data. And in fact, don't introduce yourself to anyone as aspiring. Don't tell anyone you're aspiring to be. Like I said, you don't become a data analyst when you land your first job. You become a data analyst when you start analyzing data. Unknown to you, you're already analyzing data. Just with Excel as a tool, if you're able to make common average and all those simple mean and just simple calculations, even calculate your own budget, you're analyzing data. If you can gain insight from your expenses, the ones you make every month, you're a data analyst, you're a data professional already. So again, that says a lot about you. So you need a background, right? You can do this using Canva or just a simple design, graphic design. You have this, just put it there. You need a very good picture. You don't need to smile or laugh too much. Just simple. You don't need to frown in a very hard way as well. Just have a very clear picture this way that defines you. Let me put it this way: that social media, the LinkedIn is actually the social media for the serious-minded people. Okay, so it's still a place where you say a lot about yourself. You can have fun there, but you should define yourself as a serious person so that people can relate with you. And then what do you write about yourself again? It's still about your profile. You About you. What can you say? Okay, what do you do? If I come to your profile, what do you say you do? Okay, that's another thing. Before I go back to the about, I'll talk about this particular place called the headline. See, in this more, if it's my profile, you can add headline here, and then you have whatever role you're performing or what you have done in the past or what you have interest in, what you are passionate about. I will type something here and see if it comes up. Yeah, this is the tutor of today's Power BI. And I want to show you something about his profile. Look at this. You say, I make sense of your data set. This is his profile. And then I want to show you something that fascinates me about his own about page. Quite long, but look at it. I am Anthony, a professional freelance data analyst. I help CMO, CFO, business owner, founders to do any of the following. Then he listed what he does. Now, people would want to relate with you and offer you what they want if they see that you can offer them value. So he's trying to say if you're a CFO, this I can help you solve your problem. And that's why anybody would give you a job to do, anybody will sign that contract with you. So if you're going to gain value from somebody, you have to be ready to offer value. Now he's showing them that this is what I would do for you if you give me the opportunity to me, this is attractive enough, the way he defined himself. And he goes further to say a lot of things, right? About what the tools he is able to use or he can use, tools I work with. So if any of this is one of the things, sometimes you don't even know the tools you need as a business owner or as a founder. Okay. But you need somebody who could help you make sense of your Shopify store. And that's one of the projects he did recently. And you'll be paid massively for that. Okay, now let me put it this way, that why some of us are still trying to think of what to do with these skills. I'll list the three, let me say, options available to data professionals if you are starting off. For me, I see that you can tutor others to make money. If though the idea is not about making money, it's about making impact, right? Even if you're not charging people, if you can teach for free, you improve your skills because they wealthy ones teach what they want to learn, and you wonder how does that happen? Because when you teach somebody, you get to know better. You actually have an idea, a deeper sense of what you're teaching, right? So be ready to teach others, even if it's for free. Like I said, is to put you out there to help you build confidence. Then you get to know more because when you are trying to explain something to somebody, I'm sure some of us can relate with this. Ideas start dropping. Again, the next thing is for you to freelance. You can do freelancing, you can do contracts, you can do even free jobs. Start solving problems from your immediate environment. Perhaps in your church, you can visit the what's it called, the finance department, and see if you can be involved in what they are doing there. help them to gather data of the number of people coming to church, when they come, the days they show up. Maybe you can use that to actually define the traffic rules so that they can understand how to arrange people. When do we have that influx of people in church? Those analyses are things you can actually start with, that people will start to see you as a data professional, and that's how you set yourself apart. Why the other part is, um, building your own organization or your own company, like building something. Like I said, startups. You can start your own stuff and say, okay, I'm a consultant, and you start with SMEs, and then you're building up gradually to the mid level, and then you become a big consulting firm. That's another thing you can do. You wonder, where do you get the courage from? It starts from solving little problems. Then the other is to land a role. Now there is high competition when it comes to the entry level roles in Nigeria, and that's why we think about you utilizing that skill in your current domain. Okay, meaning you think of domain knowledge, right? As you are in finance field, can you actually utilize your tools, your skills? So I spoke with somebody yesterday who should be on this call, and she's a nutritionist, right? And she was like, oh, she's going for IT, but she needs a place she could practice as a data professional. And I'm like, do you know you can practice in that um your current field, or what you're doing currently? If you're being asked to work maybe in that organization where all the focus on is about nutrition and all, you can utilize your skill. So people have quite challenges right now in terms of weight. They want to drop their weights, and they don't know what to do. Some are visiting the gym. Meanwhile, there are other things you can do that could help you drop weight, but they don't know. You analyze the impact of, okay, the gym, those physical activities, and you tell them which physical activity has the highest impact on people in terms of weight loss. Where I'm going is that you can utilize your skill within your current domain, and to make sense, you will stand as an expert because you're a domain expert. So you understand the data set from that domain very well. Those three methods, but this is a place you can actually use, or this profile, I mean, LinkedIn is a platform you can use to build all those things. Connect yourself with people that will see your service as something they need. So you don't want to joke with your LinkedIn profile. So going back to LinkedIn again, this is one of the advert I pushed out today is for a course mainly for the people in the UK here, and it's 1 month course. But let me go to profile. That's not what we're talking about here today. So after the about, you want to set up a section. This will still do with you. So I'm just giving you an overview. If you know about this thing, get to work right now and start fixing them. Okay. When you go to featured, you see the stuffs I've done in the past. This is my publication on Daily Times. This is another one on Guardian's newspaper in Nigeria. Then this is another one on Guardian again. This is another one on Vanguard. And here is another one on New Telegraph. You sh- and I will show you the other programs that I've participated in. This is one I did in the UK here actually. So all those things, if you need to have an idea of where I am, all you need to do is to go through my profile, and that begins to carve an image of you in somebody's mind. I'm one of the people that have been hiding for a very long time. You don't want to show yourself. It won't do you good. We're in the social media age, and it's a CV on its own. LinkedIn is an electronic CV. As a matter of fact, if what you have on your LinkedIn doesn't tally with what you have on your CV, they start doubting you. And that's why you need to take LinkedIn serious. What I recommend is, after building your CV, just dump everything you have there almost the same way on your LinkedIn, and then start to work on what you do, your activities. And then this is another program. This is the time where, I mean, the particular program where we did the clarity section. This is my YouTube channel. Programs are featured with Binary Academy data analysis on Excel, and a lot of other programs like that. You get, so you want to have that featured section. So, like I said, you want people to spend time on your page and be ready to meet you. That's what I get as messages. I love your profile. I'm happy to connect with you. I can see we can do a lot of stuff together. Those ones are not recruiters, right? So you see your experiences too. You have to add them, and everything, what you have done, what you have achieved in the past, the results you are getting, the problems you have solved, okay, the impact you've made. You need to put them on your profile. If you're even doing, maybe it's volunteering, you need to put there as well. So again, after that, you put your education there, which is very, very important. If you have a good class of degree, finished with a 2-1, a first class, a high point, just put it there. If not, just put the education, don't put the point there. I didn't even bother to put mine there, because so it's not really like super necessary, but you could use it to attract employers, to potential employers. Then you talk about your certifications. You talk about your volunteering services. You get, then you talk about your skills, the skills, your tools, the ones you can use. Then you talk of recommendations, your awards and honors. Um, it's a quick run through, but these are things you should focus on during this program. You start again, you start by having a very good picture of yourself on LinkedIn. So if you don't have one now, think of taking a very good shot, uploading it, improving your LinkedIn profile. I said again, I don't want to see aspiring data analysts. It's not good for your profile. You're trying to say, please, I'm aspiring, just pity me and give me this job. Employers will not employ you because they think you need help. They will employ you because you can help them solve a particular problem. That's why they will pay you. If you think in that manner, then you talk about your networks, connect with people. So one of the instructions we gave in the last class is to start connecting with people, and I'll mention it today again. Go back to the LinkedIn page today. If you can do it again on the group, the main group, or your smaller groups, try to connect to all the 20 people there. That's number one, so that you can increase your number of connections and followers. Let me say this now. LinkedIn gives about 100 connects every week. That is, they give you the opportunity to connect with people on LinkedIn every week, about 100 of it. You want to connect with people by, okay, let me try this here. A data analyst. Sorry. Uh, yeah. So jobs, go to network, go to people. You see, okay, good. Somebody's send you, I don't know, maybe you're in this class already. So you accept connections from people, you connect with them. It will increase automatically when you connect with people. So this is it here. Automatically when you connect with people that you think matter. So you want to be sure of the people you are connecting with. That's why you need to put data analyst in the search box, okay? So that it will bring data professionals to you. Your intention is to connect with people that are ahead of you, people on the same level with you, even people that are just coming, that you can also help. You prefer solutions, and that's how you build your network. Somebody somewhere will connect you to an opportunity. They can post jobs, post scholarship opportunities, post training programs that would help you move from one level to another. So all you need to do is to click on connect. The moment you connect with people and they accept your connection, they are automatically following you, and they are doing the same thing. You're also following them, and that helps you to build. Why do you need a lot of connections, or why do you need a lot of followers? So that when you make posts, your impression will increase. You will have a very high impression. I mean, with this, I still have about, well, let's say 5,000 post impression. That is how LinkedIn search, or people search for you on LinkedIn, or recruiters discover you. Again, as you are trying to connect with people, go to network again and type, let's say, data analyst recruiters. And then you can connect with recruiters as well, because those are the people, sorry, those are the people you want to connect with again. Because the reason why you are making posts on LinkedIn is because you need recruiters that would employ you for jobs. I mean, so you see this one person, somebody posted all these jobs already. You want to apply to them. Sometimes they post new jobs. They post recruitment is tough. You see a lot of things, especially during the week. You see people posting data analyst jobs there. You want to make sure that you connect with CEOs of data analytics organizations. So you write, let's say, CEO data analytics, or manager data analytics. All these things are things you should, you see, chief executive officer at Rhythm Analytics. You want to connect with people because those are the ones you want. You see, currently hiring, you can see it there. It's currently hiring. It's in UK here, so it's set to my current location. So you want to connect with this kind of person. For example, I would do right now. You send them requests. If they see your profile, that's why your profile must be all right. They won't accept your connection when they don't see that you are that person. Once I connect with this person, if he's hiring for the kind of role he feels I can take, he will chat me up immediately and say, I saw your connection. There's a role currently going. Are you willing to take on this job and the likes? Do you get that? So again, this is why you need to start improving yourself and connecting is what we started discussing in the beginning. If you can connect this, we started from saying communicating your skills, communicating who you are to the world. Stop hiding. This is the opportunities will be reaching out to you without you even asking for them. I've gotten different messages or calls recently to say we want you to feature on our program. We want you to we are looking into this award for you, or we are looking at you coming to come and speak at this particular event because you are putting yourself out there. If they don't know you can do that, how would they invite you in the first place? And you start connecting with opportunity. I spoke somewhere and a woman was ready to offer me a job immediately, even though I wasn't searching. And she was like, and somebody said, have you considered motivational speaking? Have you considered acting? Have you considered this? Because you pushed out yourself. By my own self, I would prefer to stay indoors and just do my thing as, tech bro, like we call ourselves. But it's no longer working again. You have to push out yourself. Like I said, it's a social media age, and this social media is like the social media business is this a fastest growing aspect of small scale business. It's really growing. You can see everybody on TikTok, and some people are dancing there. I'm not shading those the people that dance on TikTok here. What I'm trying to say is, if dancers can show themselves and speaking on TikTok, why not you who have a better information to share? We have engineers on LinkedIn. It depends on what you want, but at the same time, you just have to put yourself out there. Because did you receive an award? Post it on LinkedIn. Just not I know we are from this angle, this aspect of let me say this zone in the world where we don't like to talk about ourselves. We are trying to hide so that nobody would village people will not come and attack you. But you see, if you speak, we are probably the reason why you're scared is because you are speaking in the wrong room. You're speaking to the wrong people. Um, People who want to grow will not be after pulling you down. Said somebody said, is location a barrier? Because I've had people complain that they have to change their location because recruiters don't really trust Nigerians. Yes, yes, it is. I mean, you can change, but do you know there are jobs in Nigeria as well? But if you want to get foreign opportunities, you think about it in two ways. What if you get a job and then you have to reveal your location eventually, and you have gotten to the last stage, you'll be pained. But then, at least, if you want to make sure that you get into the room and allow them decide if they are going to accept you or not, then change your location. Somebody said you don't trust Nigeria. Yeah, but you might be part of the people that will start making them trust Nigeria. Please, sir, how would you advise a student in university without qualification for now? I didn't even talk about qualifications there. I mean, the reason why you're on LinkedIn is not because of your qualification. Even if you are studying, put it there. What are you studying? And which is very, very important for anybody studying now. Don't wait till you are done in school before you start connecting. If I remember that guy's name, one of the young what's it called content as on LinkedIn right now. The guy has over 150,000 followers, and he has just built a company recently. I'm trying to remember the name of the company. He built all this by building a profile on LinkedIn, showing up every day, typing something, following Tony Elumelu, and then boom, he's there. This is what the secret people some people use to actually set themselves apart. And they are landing rules even before they finish school. Somebody somewhere out there, yeah, Emmanuel Duka, God bless you. Thank you very much. Let me type the guy's name so that you can see. He's a young guy. He just finished. Okay, I think, and I, do you know, I attended one of the programs and I invited one other guy who also came to speak, and they were talking about startups, and I gained from them. They're under 25, if I'm right, maybe 21, 22, 23. This guy has over 188K followers now. You see, and so you don't have to finish school. He started doing this how many years ago? If I will remember his story, maybe 5 years ago. So you don't have to finish school answering that person. And he's a founder now, just built, yeah, scholarly, yeah, scholarly. And he's also a co-founder and one. All this started by from showing up on LinkedIn, connecting with people, building a profile. Because again, you understand that you're an influencer already if you have about 187,000 followers. Brands will want to partner with you because they can use you to influence their brand. So that's why I said the idea is to become a key person of influence. This is what every one of us need to jump on right now. Becoming a key person of influence in your specific fields, in whatever you're doing right now. Because they want to partner with you. Opportunity will come to you, even when you are not the one that will do the job, because they know they can trust you to get somebody who is competent. They will come to you and you can get a cut from it. And that's how you won't be stranded. Even when technology is changing, if you remain a key person of influence, why do you think they run after celebrities to use them for adverts? Because they know when they show up on that billboard, they can influence a lot of people to buy that product. So it's not for you. See, it's not for you to be popular, not for you to gain fame and use it for the wrong purpose. But the idea is that for you to trend and to be useful, for you to actually continue to make impact and next opportunities, you need to become a key person of influence. And it starts by pushing out yourself out there. What can you say of yourself? Like I said, the pitch. What do you say of yourself? What do you say about yourself in a very short sense? How can you sell yourself to somebody? The other one is your profile. Your profile, what can the internet say about you? I mean, I asked somebody to search on the internet about himself today, and all I could see is the likes he was doing on LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram. Like, bros, if say you don't they go like all these people they twerk now, there's a problem already because it's telling me what you're interested in, and it was like, wow. So if you've been doing that, please change. Start to do publish something good about yourself online, and then your profile, and then like I said, partnership. And that's why we are in this room. Start partnering with people, connect with somebody from here. You don't know who's going to bring opportunities to you. Let me tell you how I met Mr. Anthony, for example. We met on LinkedIn. How did the CEO of Tech in Transit met me? We've been together for years. I've known him before now, but it doesn't even know I've moved switched into the analytics field fully when I relocated. And I made a post, and then I was able to connect with him, and I was like, okay, I did this thing some months back, and was able to, and from there we started talking, and boom, we are here partnering on this project. Do you understand that? Don't hide. Stop hiding. See, you will get the problem solved. The first thing is this: in the industry, I will tell you this, that the problem we solve are not usually what we learned in the boot camps. That's why when somebody said we need simple data sets on the other day, I was like, this person don't understand. Oh. There not be the simple data set you go to solve. Oh. You see, sometimes you even solve the problem that doesn't concern you in the work. That is, they will push things to you. You might need to learn developers work, learn this, but just start. And then when you get in, you find a solution. And that's why you need to be able to use Google. Initially, too, I had that thought and that fear. I thought I need to know how to code. I need to be good at computer. I need to learn all the mathematics in the world, even though I'm a math professional. But I discovered that your work might not even involve mathematics. You see, just use Google as your friend. ChatGPT is there to even help make the work better. What I'm trying to say is that's why you have networks. If somebody offer you something and you think, I don't think I've done this before, you can chat me up, chat your facilitators up. How can you solve this problem? Mr. Anthony, for example, is on this call, got a contract from Upwork because he's one of the community guide on Upwork. You understand? And the person interviewed him for something else, Power BI and the likes, and he ended up that he mentioned he said it. He ended up using Lucas. Now he's trying to build a machine learning model, or learn about machine learning properly, even though he has done that in the past, so that he can help somebody solve a problem who reached out for him from which of the one of these countries, or is it Germany, right? You see that? You see, that's the thing you need in this. That's why I'm talking about mindset here. That's why we are here. It's about you, the way you think about yourself, the can do spirit. Number one, you're not lying. You remember that word from thank God we understand this together. Become. You understand? Before you behold. Once you put yourself in that thing, it will make you speed up. It will make you quickly learn what you need to learn. Because in the industry, you're never going to be ready. In fact, you would think you are ready enough. Let me put it this way again to you: 70% of what you'll be doing might not even know it already. But when you step in, there's always time for you to catch up. So somebody reaching out to you is your mind creating that fear. We create a lot of fear of what would happen when it hasn't even happened. That's anxiety. You understand? When you are already you are foreseeing an unpalatable future of or outcome. Now, what you should focus on is how can you make it not palatable? How can you make this thing palatable? How can this experience be a very good one? What you are looking out for? So you start to think of how can I quickly catch up and make up these things. But who says it will happen that way? Remember, we live with assumptions, and so many times the things we assume will happen will not. It's not what will even happen. It's something we have created in our minds. That's why somebody said imposter syndrome. It's good when you are pushing yourself. You are meant to feel this way. Put it there, then get to work. You're not lying because you're a data analyst. See, you think I know all the tools? You think I know all the I don't know jack when it comes to some people. I'll be honest with you. But can I try? Yes. I will take a step to solve the problems. Every day when you spend time with something, you get better. I used to think there are geniuses. Forget it. People became geniuses in quote by learning or spending insane amount of time on things, and then they get to know better every day. Think about the things you have learned in the past that some people are still wondering, how did you get so good at this thing? And even yourself, you can't say, but you just know you've been doing this thing for so many years. You get that? And that's the way it works too. Play the guitar, for example, and it's like magic to some people. And I can't even know, I can't remember how I learned it or became so good, but I knew I've been playing over the years. And so when you look at it, it's just spending time with something. If you spend 1 hour, for example, every day on data analysis, by the time you are done in this month, you'll have spent 30 hours. Now increase it to two. I mean, multiply by two. That's 60 hours. Spending 60 hours on something every day would take you from level A to level B. You can't be the same. You get that now? So don't worry yourself about, you're hoping that somebody will call you. What if in the next 33 months, 3 months, nobody is even reaching out to you to say they want to offer? You understand? But meanwhile, because you have it on your profile already, you want to make sure that you can defend this thing. That has been the thing pushing me. If you want to stay in your comfort zone, think about it, because you are comfortable in your current level and you're like, okay, let me still manage aspiring so that when they give me role, they will know that. Now, lie, real life no be like that. Oh. Do you get that? So please put yourself out there and then go for it. If you can't see it, because once you can see it and imagine that thing yourself, you work towards it becoming real. Think about what we are doing here as a form of internship, because you're going to be solving problems. You'll be using data set to solve problems. Number two, you don't need a job to actually practice. Let's start to think resourcefully that where you are currently in your current organization, they have data sets. I mentioned in your church, they can pull data, gather data in surveys. It doesn't have to be large. Practice, be useful to them, solve simple problems. Start from the ones that relate with you, and then you can see somebody interested in it, and gradually be ready to solve problems for free. It doesn't have to be paid internship, like you said. Also, we have a community that allows you to continue to connect, network on LinkedIn. That's why we are there. That's part of what we're talking about. Not just teaching, learning the tools and going away. Go on LinkedIn, connect with people. There are internship opportunities there. There are people you can connect to. You can even make friends here, build a network, come up with a project. Some of your facilitators who are here already called me 2 nights ago. They came up with a problem they want to solve. They want to, I think, check the effect of the transfers in football game on the outcome of the season for a particular football club. That is, what are the effect of the decisions the managers make when they buy people, when they pay for some stuffs, and those investments, how does I mean, how do they affect the final result or the outcome of the team at the end of the season? I don't know why they are interested in that, but they chose to. And one of them is good at pulling data set. He had already scraped the data from the website. Why the other guy knows about football? You understand? Has not gone. Knows about football. Maybe he's a football fan or whatever. And then they came together to solve a problem. Network. Don't leave this room. Don't leave this program without having clique of friends, or let me say people that are on the same level who can relate with you, or people who can pull you. You understand? They can think of problems. You don't have to wait. That's what will set you apart. You have to think of problems, because there are problems everywhere. Again, we'll create a community, and the community is continuous. There are things we will continue to do. We are still just a week into the program. So we have about how many weeks to go? 11 weeks. So just wait, stay with us, be ready to be involved.